In today's knife skills video, I'm going to show you the safer way to cut fruits and vegetables, because nobody likes blood on their cutting board. So it's happened to us all. No matter if you're just a beginner cook or a trained chef, we've cut ourselves with a knife cutting up fruits or vegetables. And while I can't promise that you'll never cut yourself again, what I can do is show you a method that reduces the risk of cutting yourself in the first place. So guys, there are just two simple concepts that I want you to remember as I show you this. Reduce the wobble, and flat is your friend. Here's how it works. For this example, of course, we're going to be using a sharp chef's knife. And if you haven't watched my video on how to hold a chef's knife like a real chef, please check that out. I think you'll learn a lot and you'll just get a better grip and a better balance on your knife. We'll also be using some fruits and vegetables that are potentially prone to cutting yourself. Things like carrots, potato, and the apple. So if you pass kindergarten geometry, you know that all of the fruits and vegetables that I held up are round. And when you have something that's round and you're cutting it, it's inherently off balance. And when you're off balance, that can lead to cutting yourself. So if you have a potato or something and you're trying to cut it, that's where slips occur. So remember, what we want to do is reduce the wobble and make it as flat as possible. So let's begin with a carrot. And here's how I like to cut carrots when I'm cutting them into long pieces. So I would make one cut here. And to flatten this out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my knife right down the middle. Now look, we have a flat surface. Flat. Flat. Look at the difference of trying to cut with a wobbly surface and a flat surface. It's just so much easier to hold and so much easier to cut. Again, we don't want this to wobble. We want this nice and flat. And once it's flat, we can do any sort of cut we want. We can cut it into small half moon shapes, or we could cut it into strips just like this. But once it's flat, it's nice and balanced. And this works with any fruit and vegetable that is round. And guess what? A lot of fruit and vegetables are round. Let's take a potato for our next example. To create a flat surface, you can do this a number of ways. You could cut it in half, just like this. And then from here, lay it on its flat side and do any cut you want. Again, just like the carrot, we could cut it into small half moon shapes, or if we were making potato wedges, we could just cut it just like this. And these would be good pieces for making potato wedges. But again, the concept is the same. Always make it into a flat surface. So next up is our apple. Again, inherently wobbly. We don't like this. So we want to make a flat surface as quickly as possible. So just like that. Now we have an apple that is a nice flat surface. And we can cut it into nice strips that are ready for dipping into peanut butter or just eating on their own. Delicious. Beyond just reducing blood loss when you're cutting up fruits and vegetables, when you learn to cut this way, you can go on to more advanced techniques. So let's say you wanted to make homemade French fries and you wanted your potatoes to be into nice little sticks, just like French fries, and you didn't have one of those cool fry pressers that they have at In-N-Out. Have you seen those things? They're really cool. Well, anyways, I don't have one of those, but let's say I wanted to make French fries. I would do so starting with this technique of making everything nice and flat. So here's an example. So here's my potato. I'm going to lay it on its side and I'm going to make one cut And now I have a nice flat surface. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other sides. Now, do you see what I have here? I have this kind of this rectangular potato that is going to be nice and easy to cut. And from here, I can cut this into French fry shapes. Nice and easy. So I'll just run my blade down just like this. Do you see how easy this is? It's nice, flat, and balanced. I'm going to take all these pieces and I'm going to do the exact same thing. And if I wanted to be really precise, I could cut off the ends, just like this. Now look what I'm left with. I have these perfect matchstick French fries, all because we used the technique of starting with a flat surface. So that's my quick tip of cutting fruits and vegetables in a safer way. And just remember this, anytime you're cutting something that is inherently wobbly, inherently unstable, if you can, make it flat first. Lay that flat side down and then do your cuts. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing and please hit that like button. And if there's any recipes you want to learn how to cook or any questions you have in the kitchen, please put those in the comments below and I will try to get to them in future videos. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.